All right, hello, welcome to Billionaire Baddie Divine Feminine Tarot. I am your psychic bestie, bringing you all of the hottest divine feminine psychic tea. If you are new here, bestie, make sure you lock in and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you do not miss a live or an upload. And definitely like the video, give it a thumbs up. All right, that helps to promote, the channel. As I fix my things. All right. After you subscribe and like the video, definitely meet us over in VIP Patreon. All right. That is where you will find my most exclusive psychic readings on breaking news and trending topics that everyone wants the tea on. All right. There is a menu, but I definitely promote the all access tier, which gives you access to all of my psychic readings across all of my YouTube platforms, in addition to all of the psychic readings I release exclusively in VIP. All right. And VIP Patreon is the only place where you will get access to my psychic predictions. All right. So I am a psychic medium. I make psychic predictions. When they come true, the receipts are posted in VIP. With that being said, hi, Baddie. I know you like, girl. Listen, okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And still not ready to talk about it, but you already know. Okay, we all have them times where some things just take time, right? Healing takes a lot of time, all right? But I am here now, all right? Let me get the Oracle energy predictions for you for mid-May, okay, going into June. Let's get the Oracle energy surrounding you right now. I hope wherever you are happy, safe, loved, and protected. All right, here. I don't do repeats, so sometimes I put things back. All right, let's see. All right, so we have chaos and conflict. May has been challenging, especially weather-wise, okay? Here, prayers up for my home city of STL. They had a tornado. Tornadoes ripped across like the Midwest, all right? Some in other parts, just a lot of wild weather. A lot of people dealing with a lot of things and challenges. So this is right on time. All right, here. What's interesting about this card is you don't really know what this is. Okay, this is kind of like camouflage. Now you can clearly see there's a giraffe, no, a zebra, but it's covered with giraffe spotting, which is very much something. All right, here. So it's kind of like camouflage. Animals like they camouflage themselves to kind of protect themselves from predators. All right. So you may be doing that in some aspect. Okay. Setting up strong boundaries or protecting yourself. All right. So to basically shield and cover yourself, it says chaos and conflict. All right. Disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. All right. It says opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well. As you become unmoored by it, scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to the reordering, the restructuring of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as a moment in time where you may need to take shelter, step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than be understood. Listen, I can definitely get with that. A lot of times they say, just because you are invited to an argument, you don't have to show up to every conflict or every time you're invited to an argument does not mean you have to show up. And that is a lesson within itself. Sometimes no matter what you do or what you say or how, you may try to resolve or even move in peace, right? I recently went through something, and the hardest part of it was, when you try to move in peace, when you try to mind your business, but you have someone or an entity that's all they know. Okay, is chaos, is conflict, and then when you finally respond to that, all of a sudden you're the bad guy, which is kind of the purpose of provocation, right? Here. And what I'm learning in those instances is like sometimes you just gotta let people have it. You know what? You got it. You know what? You're right. I'm wrong. They may very well much be in the wrong, but just for the sake of, again, having peace, maintaining your peace, and sometimes again, that don't even work. You're right. Some people are just so full of conflict, they will look for it. They will look for you, and that's unfortunate. So you may be, or what you're being told to is to do your best, okay, to avoid kind of getting entangled or drawn into something, conflicts, chaos that you normally wouldn't even be drawn into or part of in the first place. That's also a very difficult, thing uh, for me. And some challenges, okay, I've been experiencing is, when you deal with people and certain people, certain energies, they can take you out of your character, and it's really hard because it's like, that's not who I am. That's just not how, I rock naturally. So I will say be aware of that. Okay. Don't show up to every argument, every fight that you're invited to. You're being told to set up strong boundaries. And the idea is just stay out of the way. Sometimes, even when you're out of the way, whatever, it doesn't work, but do your best to stay out of the way. All right, so let's clarify and get some predictions for you. All right, somebody may be coming forward with an apology. All right, we have forest, muddled and unclear thinking. Okay, um, one thing I can say about that, they say, can you see the forest from the trees? Type of, always listen to your intuition. All right, if there is a day where you wake up and you seem kind of off, you feel kind of off, you feel kind of all over the place, all right, your thinking is unclear, like it says with this chaos and conflict, muddled thinking will only make a situation worse, all right. And so I feel like you're being told, or a lesson is, okay, if you're invited somewhere, you need to go somewhere, you need to do something. If your mind is off, if your mind, you're just not feeling your best, stay home. Okay. Stay home. All right. I'm going to clarify this in a second. Give me another oracle, May predictions. All right. And you may find too, again, emotions being very high, family, sorrow. A lot of people expect a lot of projection, okay, in May going into December. And again, that's why it's you kind of have to be firm and you're grounding yourself, because what you will discover in spite of your efforts for peace, if someone inside themselves, all right, is full of chaos, conflict, and turmoil, a lot of projection comes with that. And so being aware, okay, being aware of that fact will save you a lot. I was in some situations and I just found myself looking at people like it's clear you have some things going on here. And it's clear you kind of want to transfer or transmute that burden or transmute that chaos or transmute that internal conflict and struggle on to me. But I tell you, do not allow your vessel to be open and receptive to that. Okay. A lot of you are going to need to preserve your personal energy, all right, for fixing yourself, okay, maintaining your own sanity here, maintaining your own, what would we call it, homeostasis, okay, because a lot of what you see is just not going to make sense. All right, this could have to do with family. We have forest and we have weeping willow, so there may be some family or internal conflicts coming. Okay. I see some revelations coming your way, family sorrow, and some things that you're just, you're not really going to be able to find a rhyme or reason in. All right. And you're just going to have to kind of sit down with those emotions, do the mourning, feel the feelings. But if you can't make a sense of it, it'll just come in time. All right. Here, Page of Pentacles, a message coming through. All right. In regards to family, clarify this Page of Pentacles. All right. We have the World. Eight of Swords keeps coming up. Page of Cups. So this may be in regards to children, all right, or a young person, or an immature person. Okay, somebody might have done something being very immature. All right, somebody's growth could be stunted. All right, here, very emotional, very young. Sometimes trauma can do that to you. All right, here we have the King of Wands energy. So you may come across a situation. I won't say, I mean, we have chaos and conflict, which can be a very volatile energy. I will say that somebody reacts very harshly to something and they're very passionate about it, but a lot of their reaction and their behavior or what they do because of that is grounded in a certain immaturity. Somebody responds to chaos and conflict in a very immature, very petty manner. All right. This could be something that you deal with. It's like you say one thing and then they kind of twist it around. It's like, well, I didn't say that. Or you communicate something or you try to communicate something peacefully, but they look for fault in it. I do feel like it's a situation where somebody is finding fault or looking for fault or looking for conflict, no matter how you say it or no matter what you do. Oh, well, you could have said this and that. And then you say this and that. Well, no, this and this and this. And then you say, okay, well, this and this. All right. Somebody is not satisfied regardless here, will never be satisfied regardless because of the internal conflict they have within themselves. It's kind of giving a reprobate type of energy. All right. You could be trying to seek peace and calm, but this person, because of their trauma, because they are childish, because they react and respond to everything childish, they'll never be able. And this is a grown person with this King of Wands energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. When you talk to this person, it's like you could talk to them in their higher self, they would get mad about that. If you talk to them, as if, well, let me break it down and explain to you like a 5-year-old. Well, what are you trying to say? Hi. Well, what are you trying to say? You're trying to call me dumb. You're trying to, okay. It's like no matter what you do, all right. And I feel like you come to the conclusion like somebody has to tackle some type of mental or mentality, all right, themselves. You're not going to be able to go get through to this person. Yeah. Torch, okay? We have spiritual development, enlightenment, and awareness and understanding, all right? You may be more spiritually, emotionally, okay, mature wise, advanced. It's really giving communication, all right, than somebody else. And in spite of your best efforts to get through to this person, because they have not done the work, there will always be an issue. There will always be conflict, that, because they have not done the work. All right. Here. Okay. Let me get some more. All right. Oracle energy. So expect that. All right. With this chaos and conflict type of energy, that you may be dealing with someone where they don't want a resolution. Right. Okay. They don't want to solve it. Like, they feed off of this chaos and conflict. So your efforts would be wasted with this person. Again, it may involve family or some type of family dynamic, a discussion, a family discussion or something. Somebody doesn't want to solve something, they just want to argue. And it's because they're spiritually immature. All right, let's look at the rest of your predictions for May. Okay. Yeah, we have ear. All right. So good news coming your way. Listen out, watch out for good news. All right. It says you should accept, okay, valid criticism, and someone is leaving your life. I did a reading on my main channel, and it was something to the effect of, being aware of how people um, treat you when you have good news, or how the conversation gets very dry, or how they immediately say something negative, right? It says you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Something amazing is about to happen to you or happening for you. And you're going to go to somebody or talk to somebody, or somebody could say, hey, how you're doing? You're saying, oh my God, this amazing thing just happened. And then here they go. Okay. Finding the worst case scenario, the worst thing that can go wrong, or telling you how you're going to lose this opportunity, or how it's not going to work out. You're going to end up, okay, cutting off a relationship, removing somebody's seat from your table, because you realize that this person is only happy when you're doing bad. This person is only happy when you're down. This person is only happy when you guys can kind of what is the word? I'm trying to think of the word. This person is only happy when you guys can get together over bad things. If it's a good thing, okay, all right, like somebody, it's giving somebody is toxic, okay, here, all right, um, and maybe again you've tried to work with, or I just feel like there's something about this you're just not going to be able to ignore, or you're no longer willing to ignore anymore about this person, and you realize that it's just time to end this relationship. They're never going to grow up, they're never going to communicate better, they're never going to be a good listener, they're never going to hear you, want to hear you out, want to do better. Okay, what is this? Yeah, Tower. All right, and 10 of cups. This is giving some sort of family dynamic, all right, where I'm hearing everything comes out in the wash. Okay, here, 10 of cups, the Lover's card, and the 9 of wands. It could be you, the dynamics or communication style in your family has always been very toxic, and you're the one that decided to, you want better for yourself, you want better for your children, your wife, or whatever. And you visit this certain person or this certain group within your family, and the toxicity happens, you try to cut it off, a big argument happens because you're being the mature one, and you refuse to kind of perpetuate some type of toxic dynamic here, all right. And I feel like as much as it hurts you, as much as it pains you, because something is just very, very stressful, Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, 99. There's a Sagittarius here, baby. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, a lot of nines. All right. Independence. I feel like you get to a place where you realize some families are built on validation or needing validation. I feel like you finally get to a point where you don't need these people's validation anymore because, again, no matter if it's good, they're going to say something bad. If it's bad, they're going to take delight in it. And I feel like this is where you make your exit with certain family members, where you're realizing that they just can't or won't be happy for you. They can't or won't be positive. They can't or won't grow up. And it's only holding you back. It's only creating blockages in your life. All right. And coming upon this realization is going to be very, very painful. The fact that you realize you've come to the end of the road. You've gone as far as you can go with somebody, with trying to help them, and walking away. I just see a big, it's going to be a mess. All right. Somebody's going to have a very harsh reaction to you not putting up with their shit anymore and just cutting them off for your own mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. All right. So look out for this for the rest of May. Again, you're being warned to stay out of the way. All right. Someone's going to try and draw you in to something because they realize you have grown and you have matured, and they want to bring you back down to their level. Okay. They feel threatened that you're moving beyond them. Okay. Here, other people may be calling this person out on it. And rather than doing the work, they're going to try and prove that you're just as bad as them. Don't show up for that argument. All right. All right. That is what I have for you. And we'll see you next time, God willing.